This literally shows me, or really confirms to me, why I will never vote Democrat. I'm not going to say, well, let me backtrack. It confirms to me why I don't vote Democrat. Um, if you all don't know, there is a debt ceiling that the United States has to meet. I think it's either every year or every 2 years. That's basically where the government has to pay bills for money already spent. So it's kind of like a loan. I'm not an expert in this, so just look over my ignorance. But they're basically paying money back for things that they've already allocated for. So, in other words, this time, this debt ceiling argument is for things that Congress agreed to allocated money for and paid for in the last year. Um, this whole debt ceiling thing, and they always raise it, always raise it. The Republicans always say they want to put work stipulations on people receiving SNAP Medicaid. The Democrats, for some reason, negotiate with them, and that's where I'm upset about. Why are you negotiating with them? You know they're going to vote to increase it. They always vote to increase it. If they don't increase it, then you have an option, and you have actually two, but the one I'm going to talk about here in a second, I'm going to share my screen. I don't even know why you negotiate with them. What are you negotiating? They want to cut, again, they want to cut social safety nets. But on the other hand, they have legislation that they're writing to give $3 trillion of tax cuts to corporations. Are you seriously negotiating with them? Why? They're going to pass it. If they don't pass the debt ceiling, that's going to affect their own pockets. And it's just so maddening that the Democratic Party is so stupid. Oh my gosh, Joe Biden, what are you doing? Don't negotiate with them. No, there are some things you have to negotiate. Get it, got it, okay. But if it were me, if it were me, I would say one thing. Okay, you want to cut spending? Cut the military. That's what I would say. Cut defense spending, and we got it. You said you wanted to cut spending in terms of what the federal government is doing. The military takes out a huge chunk of our budget and our allocations. So why not cut it? And there's another thing that I was 2 weeks old when I learned this, but there's another option that the president isn't using. And again, I'm just like, you're either doing this because you're stupid or you're intentionally bargain chipping away social programs because you don't want them. And so I'm going to talk about this, and it's called the 14th Amendment. And I'm going to display it and I'm going to read it. So the clause 4 of the 14th Amendment states that the validity of the public debt of the United States shall not be questioned. By invoking this provision, Biden could order the US to keep issuing bonds and keep paying government bills. You know what I would do? I would hold a press conference and they would say, Madam President, the Republicans don't they want to negotiate the debt ceiling. I would say, how full of crap they are. And then I would say, I'm using the 14th Amendment. Thank you. And I wouldn't take any questions. Why are we playing these games? If we don't raise the debt ceiling, millions, up to 65 million people who get Social Security checks are going to be delayed in getting them. That means they're going to be delayed in paying their rent or mortgage. They're going to be delayed in buying groceries. They're going to be delayed in just being able to provide for themselves. People with Medicaid may not get their services because we have a party that just sits by and lets Republicans do whatever it is they want. Why are you negotiating with them? You could use the 14th Amendment. You could say, no, we're not negotiating with you. You could hold a press conference and say, Matt Gaetz made some. And why isn't Matt Gaetz in jail? I'm not gonna go into that because that's a whole thing. I'm like, that was some strong evidence. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm not trying to get sued. But he made a comment about, we're basically holding this whole thing hostage. Me, I would get some senior citizens. I would get government contractors, and I would have a press conference right in the White House lawn. And I'd be now saying I'm using the 14th Amendment, and I'll say, these people behind me are the reason why. I'm making sure that seniors receive their pay, they get the care that they need. Government contractors are able to pay their employees, and that'll be it. I don't understand why people keep saying vote for them. I want anybody watching this video to give me one, and I mean one literal reason why I shouldn't be upset with the Democratic Party. Just any. I'm tired of hearing, oh, they're not the same. They're exactly the same. One party wants to kill you, and the other party, no, one party wants to destroy you, and the other party just stands by and lets them destroy you. What's the difference? Well, you got the supporters that went to the Capitol. No, those are outliers. They were going anyway. They take money from the same people. They agree to these ridiculous military budgets that defense spending is out of control. You will never hear, unless they're independent, you will never hear a presidential candidate say, I want to lower defense spending. Never. Don't know why. I think it's a great message. But again, when you're asking me to vote for a president because Biden is running for re-election, why? Oh, he gave you $1,400 checks. Okay, where's the rest of them? I figure that I'm owed at least $81,000, at least. During the whole, he suspended the COVID emergency, which now is going to put millions of people at risk for losing their Medicaid benefits. That's not going to be great. We're talking about more money to Israel, more money to Ukraine, just writing checks to other people. Yet the American, who's going to bail out the American worker or the American citizen? When do we get our bailout? When do we become a priority? We're not especially under this administration. The same administration that, well, the president said, oh yeah, I'm for unions, yes. And then told the railroad workers, you can't strike. What? And I don't want to hear anything about it will put millions of people at risk. Nobody gets anything shipped by railroads anymore. There are these things. They're called airplanes, trucks. Those two, yes, but who gets something delivered by a train? I don't even want to hear that argument. I'm not going to discuss that with you. I'm not going to have no arguments with you. No. Telling them to, forcing them, blocking them from striking is just, it's tacky. And I'm glad now that I've criticized the squad before, and I've been very throw these suckers out, they're not doing anything. But at least one of them, Jamal Bowman, was like, why are you negotiating with them? Why are you doing this? I'm like, finally, somebody is saying what I'm thinking. And it's just so ridiculous that Joe Biden, he just quits. He literally quit. He quit the $15 minimum wage, got it introduced, got it to pass the House, which that was easier. Couldn't get it to pass in the Senate, never mentions it ever again, quits. quit with the providing relief during the COVID emergency, like COVID is really over. Like it's over. We're done with it. Quit. Name me something he hasn't quit. Oh, I'll name you something. Taking political action committee money. He hasn't quit that. He has not quit that. That he hasn't quit. When he said under me things will fundamentally not change, he kept that promise. The other ones, nope. No, 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 no. Interest rates. And I know the president doesn't raise interest rates. I get it. I get it. However, raised interest rates rising like that makes it harder for people to buy homes, borrow money. It makes the economy stagnant and it could put us at risk for a recession. Now, what you could do, since you are not in charge of, I want to say the Treasury raises the interest rates, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, whoever raises the interest rates, when they raise them, you could stimulate the American worker by providing $500 checks every month. Just money, it should be more than 500, but I'm giving a low amount. An extra $500 to every American, even if you make $1 million, we'll get it on the end during your tax return. But you have to do something when those interest rates go up. You could go on television and say, hey, with the help of the Democratic caucus or the Democratic Congress, even though they're not in power, I'm going to introduce a bill that will give every new homeowner $20,000 to go towards their home. Those kind of things would help, but instead you quit that too and just say it's the economy. No, you keep saying the economy is doing well. It's not. Rent is out of control. No response. You have real estate firms buying homes, then renting them at astronomical prices that people can't afford. So homelessness is going to increase. You quit that. So this whole notion that I'm getting at is he's a quitter. And you're not going to convince me of anything different. Now, you can say Republicans, they quit too. No, they never started. They never start. You can't quit what you don't start. He's the one in his campaign that started all these progressive ideas that he stole from Bernie. He did. And he just quit them. The Republicans never started them. They're never going to start a conversation about a $15 minimum wage. They're never going to start a conversation about stimulus checks. They're never going to start a conversation about controlling all drug prices and not just the 5 that you want to control. And then you you broker a deal that's going to backdoor what you just signed. So you can miss me with the Republicans, they quit too. No, again, you can't quit what you don't start. Democrats' problem with us, the problem I have with them is they start things falsely, again, because they never had any intentions of doing it. They know it's going to fail. And then say, but I tried. I tried so hard. And that's what this whole debt ceiling thing is to me. I think that Biden wants to get rid of the social safety net. Because why would you negotiate that? You know you have the 14th Amendment. I just read it. You have the ability to use the 14th Amendment. You have the ability to say, hey, Congress, I'm going to tell the Treasury to print up more money. You could do either one of those things or both. But you're not. You're negotiating in things that you say you care about. It doesn't make sense to me. And then it doesn't make sense to me when people say, well, you got to vote for them because the Republicans. No, I don't. I can vote for a third party person that I have more confidence that's going to do what it is that they say they're going to do. So, like I said, quitter. The man quits, except for when he plagiarized those papers. But he quit. He quit. He has quit this whole first term, which is why I predict there will not be a second term unless Trump avoids president. That's his best hope. His best hope too is that Trump, see, Biden's hope is that Trump avoids president because that's the only person he can beat. He could probably beat Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, um, Chris Christie, Asha Hutchinson. Yeah, he could beat those people. DeSantis, he can't beat. He can't beat DeSantis. So Biden's best hope is that Trump stays in the race so he has a shot. But I don't even think he has a shot against Trump. I don't. I could be completely wrong. I was the person that said that Trump was going to win re-election because I thought, oh, incumbents are hard to beat. I was wrong. I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. But the way this administration is moving, this whole debt ceiling thing has just like revealed a whole lot. And we've got to start, we've got to be a little Jamal Bubba. It's like, well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you negotiating when you don't have to? Hello, everybody, and I want to thank you for watching the portion of the clip that I made on YouTube, but there's more to see. And the only way you can see it is by supporting me on Patreon. Support levels start at $2 a month, and that's literally 50 cents a week. So the link is in the description section. Remember that we use all dollars for the growth of this page. There's many things that I want to do, but I need your help to do it. So please consider supporting me on Patreon so that you can see all of the videos first. You'll get polls, and eventually I will start offering, merchandise that I will give exclusively to my Patreon supporters. I appreciate your support as always. And remember to look for the link to my Patreon in the description section. Have a great day.